quite often you get yourself all really worked up and you think it's going to be wonderful and it's terrible. Then you just have to do it again and eventually you'll get it right. To me, it's magical. It's just a process I learned way back in college, and I just fell in love with printmaking. My name is Julita Jones, and I am an artist specializing in printmaking. I have been exhibiting at the Sawdust for at least 20 years. I exhibit at the Sawdust because I can make money there and I meet lots of people and it's fun. I specialize in endangered species, so I love animals. So most of my printmaking involves animals, nature. I specialize in viscosity printing, which is a way of putting multiple colors on one plate so it only has to go through the etching press once. I create what I want to go on the plate first by drawing and/or using photographic elements on a piece of acetate, and then this is later laid on a plate with a photo emulsion and exposed to light, and then developed and etched in acid, and that gives me my basic plate to work from. Then in order to make this particular process work, I have to etch the plate more, and so I etch it to different levels. And I need at least 3 different levels, usually more. Then when I am ready to print the plate, I first wipe it with usually a dark color ink. I usually use blue or a dark blue. And I use a cloth called tarlatan to wipe with. And this is the way any etching would be done to begin with. In this case, I go further and use the different levels. So after you've got it all wiped and have it the way you want it, then I take an ink of a different color, usually a yellow ink and a red ink, and I mix the yellow ink with something called Miracle Gel Reducer, which makes it oilier than the red ink. And I roll the yellow ink out, and then it was until it can reject the red ink when I roll the red ink on. So I take a very hard roller and roll the yellow ink lightly across the top, and then come back with the red roller, which is very soft, and I roll across it with lots and lots of pressure so that the red goes down into the lower levels of the plate, and hopefully the yellow will reject the red. And I get all these multiple colors on the plate, and then I can take the plate to the etching press and put it on a template so that I have it in just the right place. And I take the dampened paper and put on top of it, and then I put a blotter on top of that, and I run it through the press. The press presses it down in, and then you get a nice little print with multiple colors on it without having to use a separate plate for each color. Because traditionally in etching, you would have to have a separate plate for each color. You'd have to come back and register it just right. So this way you don't have to do that, and you get a really rich effect that you wouldn't get the other way. I do what I do because I love it, and I don't know what else I would do. I just love it.